In 2320, Jacob Lee Josh DeMel and his partner Max Barrow Jeff Shine are contract freight transporters working for the United Jupiter Company UJC and co-pilots of the UJC Karen. They have been ferrying shipments of an unlabeled, volatile cargo between Europa and the UJC-operated Black Iron prison on Callisto, and their latest run promises to be lucrative enough for them to retire. After clearing the Callisto security perimeter and setting course for Europa, the Karen is boarded by the Outer Way, a group purportedly responsible for a massive biological terrorist attack on Europa, and the ship is forced to crash land back on Callisto's surface. Max is killed, leaving Jacob and Outer Way leader Donnie Nakamura, Karen Fukuhara, as the only survivors. Both are recovered by Black Iron prison security head Captain Leon Ferris, Sam Whitwer, and incarcerated without charges or trial on the orders of Warden Duncan Cole, James C. Mathis 3. Jacob awakens after the grueling intake process to find the prison being overrun by hostile, biophages, inmates afflicted with an unknown disease. He encounters Elias Porter, Zeke Alton, a longtime prisoner who claims to have an escape plan. While freeing Elias, Jacob sets several phages loose on Ferris, knocking him out a window. Elias convinces Jacob to break out a talented hacker isolated in the Special Housing Unit CHU, which turns out to be Donnie, to summon a ship for their escape, but Donnie refuses to join them. Regardless, the two head to the hangar, but are intercepted by Ferris, who is infected but appears to retain his intelligence. They are ejected onto Callisto's surface and Elias suffocates when his mask visor is damaged. Donnie appears in a half-track and recovers Elias' memories of Black Iron and reluctantly decides to team up with Jacob as the infected personnel begin to mutate further and become more dangerous. Following a detour to the wreckage of Karen where they only find medical supplies, the two make it to the hangar to summon a ship to pick them up. However, Cole intervenes and shoots down the ship, stating nobody is allowed to escape. The ship crashes into the hangar and causes it to collapse, forcing Jacob and Donnie to flee. With their only method of escape gone, Jacob and Donnie decide that their only course of action is to confront Cole directly and get answers from him. The two make their way through the ruins of Arcas, Callisto's original colony before it was abandoned, with the Black Iron prison later built on top of it. They discover that Arcas suffered an outbreak similar to what occurred in Black Iron, and the UJC subsequently exterminated the entire colony and covered it up. They also find a lab holding a dead alien creature that the original Arcas miners accidentally unearthed, and learn the biophages are parasites that were found in the dead alien. Seeing its potential for accelerating evolution, the UJC harvested the alien's larva and began experimenting with it on humans, which ultimately caused the outbreak. However, there was one biophage, Subject 0, who somehow retained his intelligence before he was killed during the sterilization. After Jacob and Donnie manage to fend off another encounter with Ferris, Donnie ends up being infected. Once they return to Black Iron, Jacob is knocked out by a security robot and put back in his original cell. Jacob is freed from his cell by the prison doctor, Dr. Caitlin Mahler, Louise Barnes, and she instructs him to meet her at her lab, where she claims she can cure Danny's infection and get him to Cole. She reveals that Cole is part of a religious sect called Callipolis attempting to enact a plan called the Callisto Protocol, which is to find a way to advance human evolution. He ordered Mahler to experiment on Black Iron prisoners to find a subject compatible with the alien infection and replicate Subject 0 with a Subject Alpha. Mahler also tells Jacob that the only way to cure Donnie is to extract the Alpha's DNA, which can be used to synthesize an antidote, but is also Warden Cole's ultimate prize. When Jacob asks for the truth behind the outbreak on Europa, Mahler admits that a diluted version of the infection was accidentally released. The incident inspired Cole to initiate the outbreak in Black Iron by releasing Mahler's test subjects to find another Alpha. Mahler provides Jacob access to Danny's memories through their neural implants, where Jacob learns that Danny's sister was killed in the Europa outbreak. He recovers his own memories, showing he was aware that the UJC was using his ship to smuggle alien larva samples, but he remained willfully ignorant due to the payments he was receiving. Jacob confronts Cole, who pits him against Ferris, his Alpha, who has been indoctrinated into Callipolis. Despite Ferris's mutations, Jacob is able to defeat him and extract his DNA. Cole attempts to convince Jacob to turn over the DNA sample to him, arguing that it's pivotal to humanity's survival, as the human race cannot survive long-term space travel without rapid advancements in its evolution, but Jacob instead uses it to cure Donnie. Angered, Cole activates the prison self-destruct countdown and boasts that he has still gathered enough data to carry out the Callisto Protocol. Jacob puts Donnie in the last remaining escape pod along with an alien larva sample, giving Donnie all the evidence she needs to expose the UJC's secret experiments. As he fends off the biophages, Mahler contacts him and informs him of a possible escape if they work together, before Jacob is suddenly attacked by a still-living Ferris.